Hello everyone and welcome back to Need for Speed Unbound yet again. Today we are doing a bit of an odd build. This is going to be the Chevrolet C10 step-side pickup from 1965 and we're going to build it into S-Class. So let's take a look at the engine we're using for this build first off. So we are using the 4.7 liter V8 engine, which as you can see is going to give you a ton of horsepower and max torque for this build. So, for the parts in this build, we are using the Super Induction, the Elite ECU, the Super Fuel System, the Elite Exhaust, if I could speak, that would be wonderful, the Elite Screw Supercharger, Sport Nitrous, Elite Road Suspension, Elite Brakes, Elite Grip Tires, the Elite Clutch, the 4-speed Sport Gearbox, and the Elite Differential with Super Nitrous Grip and Super Nitrous Drift. The handling for this build is 60% grip with steering sensitivity all the way up and downforce 3 to the right with traction control off and drift entry off. With this build and having drift entry on, it kind of wants to drift a little too much, so that's why I have it off, even though my brain tells me to turn it on for this. But yeah, so as you can see, we're going to have a top speed of 198 miles per hour, a 0 to 60 of 3.2, and a quarter mile of 10.7. So this build is a little hard to handle in the corners, but we are going to see how this performs against the AI in S-Class in the single player. So let's go hop into that race and check this on out. Alright, so here we go. We're on rails again today. We are going up against this silly AI, which probably doesn't stand a chance against this truck. As you can see, it is just climbing now. And we're just going to get right past everybody. Except for this person, except for Medusa, who will be by very shortly. And we're by Medusa. And then we're going to come up to this not so fun corner that we're going to drift a little bit there. That was using the handbrake. That was just using a curb. Then we're going to get going. And they're right there, but we should be able to get away from them pretty easily. Especially if I don't run into vehicles. Like that one right there. So I'm starting to leave them in the dust now, which is good. This corner is not the greatest, but as you can see, it handled it fairly well. Then we're going to get into a little bit of the home stretch here and hope for the best. If you, like I said, if you drift those corners, it kind of drifts a little too much. But, as you can see, the top speed on this puppy is just climbing right now. I honestly think this is another sort of version of the Golf, just with a lower top speed. But they handle pretty close to the same. So we're going to go hop into another S-Class race just to see how it performs in that one. Alright, so here we are in the second S-Class race of Get High. And we are off against this AI to see how we can do. So in the first few gears, yeah, they're going to take you off the line. But the thing is, once you get going in this, you should be able to take them pretty easily. Should be able to, being the operative keyword there. Be nice if the cops weren't involved in this race. So for this one, I did turn on brake to drift, although it doesn't seem to be wanting to do it very much, which is fine, because I can just handle it like I normally would. So one nice thing about this build is it doesn't lose a lot over the dirt. Because it is, I think, in the middle of road and off-road handling. Get out of my way, Lyric. Had it with you. So as you can see, this one has a little bit more twists and turns to it than on rails does. Just trying to showcase how the car would handle in this situation as well. I probably shouldn't have used all my nitrous. I didn't really mean to. I just wasn't thinking. So this one, I should be able to cut this corner unless I screw it up. Hey, I did it. Good job. Go me. So they are 400 and some odd yards behind me and climbing. A little too much of a drift, but that's bound to happen with this build if you try and drift it too much. Just because I have the grip set so high, because if you start to lower it, you start losing top speed and 0 to 60 in quarter mile. So there we are. As you can see again with this build, I ended up smoking everybody that was there. I know this is single player, it's not multiplayer, and people in multiplayer build much better builds and drive much better than the AI does. However, I do feel like this is a very solid, very viable build for the S-Class. And if you just want to change it up once in a while and use something that somebody wouldn't expect you to use and beat them with it, I think this one is it. So that's going to do it for me today. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, leave some comments, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.